Welcome to this week's edition of Mainely Motorsports. I'm your host, Steve Perry, flying solo this week. A lot of the guys are out fighting the weather and dealing with the weather. Some still in Florida. A lot of friends were down there this past week, and wow, did they see some exciting racing. Derek Griffith to start off, which we'll hear from later in the show. An amazing week over there at New Smyrna. Big things could be happening for this kid. Let's all put our fingers together, cross our fingers, and see what happens. And hopefully, 2020 is a big year for him. Daytona, a little weather delay for the 500, but how big a deal was that to have the President of the United States, no matter what your political party is, have him at an event that you tune into, you'd love to be at, you are at, you've been to. Just unbelievable. The atmosphere that was around that event, and the race, and then the finish, and obviously Denny Hamlin picking up his third win. Scary moment for Ryan Newman, scary for Ryan Blaney and Corey LaJoie. We're going to get a chance to catch up with Corey LaJoie's car owner later on in the show, Archie St. Hilaire. Big day for them, top 10 finish, 8th, their best ever finish at the Daytona 500. So big deal for them, a big deal for a lot of people down there. And now if that don't get your blood boiling for race season, nothing ever will. And speaking of race season, Racing Preview 2020 presented by Lst Landscaping this weekend, Friday night, Saturday, day and night at the Portland Expo, 239 Park Avenue, $10 to get in. See all kinds of race cars, see all kinds of race drivers. The vintage group with their display of racing from yesteryear. We're going to have some Gasser guys there. Marty Emerson will be there with his rock crawler, bringing a friend. I mean, just a lot of neat things to see right there in Portland. And now everybody can talk racing. It's happening. It's on track. We've seen it at New Smyrna. We've seen it at Daytona. This weekend is Vegas. It's now time to start gearing up for the 2020 race season around New England, and what better way to do it than making an appearance at the Racing Preview 2020 presented by Lst Landscaping. It's going to be a great time. We're excited about it. A lot of great vendors, exhibitors, cars, car owners, people, crew members. It's the thing to do. It's the place to be this coming Friday and Saturday. And don't forget the motor raffle. We started up in Augusta, Quirk 602 GM crate that they're working in conjunction with Mainely Motorsports on. We'll be giving it away Saturday night. Don't have to be in attendance to win the motor. If you come up Friday or Saturday morning, buy your tickets. You're not there, you'll get a phone call. But if you are there and you don't win the motor, or even if you do win the motor, you could win a contingency prize. 12 embroidered hats, a 55-gallon drum of Sunoco race fuel, a scanner package from Waddell Communications. So you never know what else could happen over there at the Portland Expo. So I encourage you all to check it out. Go to racingpreview.net to see who's on display, who's coming, the exhibitors. It'll be a great time. Pretty much a full house, just like Augusta. So we're excited. We're excited to have LST on board with us again. This is their third year as being the title sponsor. So really appreciate Ryan, Rod, and all the guys I work with on a weekly basis, daily basis, being a part of Racing Preview 2020. So we'll take a break. We come back. We're going to start getting in with some heavy hitters, guys that made a name for themselves over there at Florida this past week.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
I'm Melinda. My husband Steve and I operate E-Keys for Cars in Saco. E-Keys is family-owned with over 20 years in the car key business. Need an extra key? We promise to provide the best quality at a good price. Walk-ins are always welcome with no appointment ever needed. You'll be in and out in minutes. And yes, E-Keys still handles emergencies. But why wait? E-Keys for Cars, Route 1 on the Auto Mile in Saco.
E-Keys for Cars. Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 feature divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nell Car Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by
LKQ Corp. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Well, welcome back to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports. And Speed Weeks, as we all know it, is over. And man, you heard from him a few weeks ago talking about the plans and what they hope for. And that was Archie St. Hilaire. And we're here once again. Welcome Archie back to Mainly Motorsports. And man, a crazy week for you guys and a crazy Monday race, huh?
Oh, it was crazy. What a weekend, We had the president in town. Put on a great show, and then it rained after that. Then we finally got going on Monday. It turned out to be a beautiful day, and then it went turned into a night race, and all hell broke loose there at the end. But what a great weekend for racing,
Oh no, absolutely. And let's start off about the president being there. I mean, obviously us sitting at home watching, we're only seeing bits and pieces, but the photos I see now looks like he was really out there, mingling with the crowd, mingling with the racers, mingling with the teams. I mean, that had to be a unique situation for everybody in NASCAR.
Steve, I'll tell you, as long as I've been doing this racing thing here, and when I was a kid, I'd never seen a show put on like that. It was super. They had Air Force One kind of zoomed by the track, landed right behind it at Daytona Airport, and then the Thunderbirds put on a show. There was like 5 of them. And when the president announced, start your engines, 2 of those Thunderbirds flew by upside down, right across the track. Everybody was going crazy. There was 100. I didn't hear one boo out of the 150,000. It was like a whole 100 and something in the stands.
Yeah.
The pits were absolutely crammed packed. You couldn't even get to your pit stall. And it was a beautiful day, and everything with the Star Spangled Banner, everything there was just perfect. Perfect choreography. It was awesome.
Yeah, I've talked to more people that said they can't imagine what it would have been like to be there in that atmosphere. The President of the United States, and we all know, at that level, we think presidents of companies or something. We're talking about the President of the United States, and for him to take, time out of his busy schedule, come to the biggest one day, the biggest event in NASCAR and play a part in it. Not just do a drive-through. I mean, he, from the start your engines to greeting the teams and talking to drivers and taking a couple laps with his limo. I mean, you're right. It can't get any bigger than that.
Nope, it was huge. Biggest thing I've seen in motorsports, and glad we were part of it.
Yeah, and your race went according to plan. We talk all the time. You talk when you're on air with us about we kind of ride in the back. We don't need that airtime. We don't need to force the issue. We don't need to be up front. We don't want to get caught up. And then when it's time to go with 50 to go or whatever, then it's time to, we'll mash the gas and be there at the end. And once again, 2020, you portrayed and you played it out perfectly to where you want to every time on these plate races.
Yeah, we talked about our strategy in the trailer before we went out, on the weekend, and then again on Monday. Just went back in and said, hey, let's focus on the game plan. Don't deviate. We want to run 25th to 30th most of the race, stay on the lead lap, and then when it comes down to it, get out there and on the last tire change, which is 30 laps or less, go mix it up, stay on the bottom groove. When people start spinning and wrecking, they go to the wall first, so you can sneak out below it. Sometimes you get in the grass, sometimes you get on the apron, but there's a little bit of an escape hatch there. But if you stay up top, as you saw in the end, all hell breaks loose. But the last 3 or 4 restarts, we went, we started off 12th, went to 11th, got down to 8th, then sixth, and then fourth, and then at one time we ran third for a few minutes, and then the big one hit, as it always does at the finish, and we just happened to be up there. We looked and he said, boy, I had a run. He said that the field just started opening, and he said, I think I got a shot at this thing. So we gave it all he had, and then, Ryan Blaney was pushing Ryan Newman, and gave him a little too much, and then he bounced off the wall, and then we ran into it, but it was right at the finish line. So still had a great finish of 8th place, our best Daytona 500 finish ever, and we just stick to the plan, and we're continue that something's going to happen. We're going to win one of these damn things sooner or later.
Now, you're just a guy, you grew up around the construction business, the trash business, bit of Saco, Old Orchard Beach, Maine, still got a lot of friends around here. But what goes through Archie St. Hilaire's mind when, it's the closing laps at Daytona, and you're running 3rd to 8th, and you have a legitimate shot of winning this race? I mean, I can't imagine, but what goes through your mind? What do you feel like?
Well, I'll tell you, it's something exciting. When you get out there, your first thought is, this is the best paying race of the year. You don't want to be out early because it's a lot of money. So, you want to finish top 20, and a lot of times you get around 20 and think, let's go home. Take the money off the table, let's go home. And then all of a sudden you get to around 12th and you go, holy shit, we got a shot at this thing. Then as the green-white checkers come back and overtime, and you look and you say, damn, we got a shot at this thing. And then when you look on the screen and you say, wow, we got to run on the outside, and we're going. That's not our style to be on the outside. But we thought, holy cow, this thing could happen. And then right at the very end, you go, boy, wouldn't this be history? But you still need to get across that start-finish line at the very end. And so much can happen in those last 2 turns. You can go from 1st to 20th in 2 corners. So the excitement, you just can't. This was our 7th Daytona 500, Steve. You just can't get overly excited because you know what 500 feet of racetrack can do on a 200-mile, a 2.5-mile track.
Yeah,
200 miles per hour.
Absolutely, and obviously, your jubilation wants to set in. You got a wrecked race car, but you finished 8th. But then when you start hearing the news and you relook at the replays of the violence of that wreck, and obviously your guy had a front row seat to anybody, and then it takes that race and it takes it all into a different perspective, doesn't it?
Well, I'll tell you, it was kind of a somber feeling. It's kind of a weird feeling. I'll tell you what happened was Mason and I, as we do all the time, go down and assess the damage and what shape the car's in and kind of make plans for the next Speedway race. And we saw the crash. Really, it happened so quick, and they didn't have a replay because Denny Hamlin won. They focused on him. Then they focused on Ryan's car. Really didn't show who hit him. So we walked down pit road all the way down. It's a big pit road, looking for our car. As everybody came in, they checked for loose lug nuts and other safety violations. We went to the back end of the field and didn't see our car. And I go, did we run out of gas or something? He goes, I hope the hell that wasn't us that was the one that hit him. We didn't even know. So 5 minutes later, we look on the review, and they slowed it down, and we go, holy cow, that's our car. That Ryan's car came crashing down, 3,500 pounds come crashing down on your hood, and pieces of the motor flying. It's fuel injected, but where the carburetor was, all that stuff flying off the car, going up the windshield and flying in. I mean, the car is like a pancake from the windshield forward. And it's just crushed. There isn't much left to the car, and we were, just inches away from the finish line with a complete car with a little bit of damage to the rear bumper. And now we have a throwaway piece. We'll strip some parts off it that we can, the electronics that aren't burnt up because the car caught on fire, and then we'll see what we can salvage out of that. But currently, the car and Ryan Newman's are at the R&D Center in Charlotte, looking at different safety things, to see how they can make cars better for the future. When our cars are on 4 wheels, they're pretty safe. When they start flying in the air, all bets are off. Anything can go. That car could have come right through our windshield when it came down instead of being on the hood. A couple more inches, and we'd be in a different story here with Corey could be in the same position as Ryan or worse.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Thoughts and prayers are with him and his family and his team and all those guys over there. When we get out on that track, nobody's our friend. Everybody will tell you they'll draft with you when they do, they're lying to you, right? They'll do it. They'll leave you in a heartbeat to go with the next faster car. But when we're all done and put our cars away and put them in the trailer, we're one big family. And, I think that's important. Whether at Beach Ridge, Oxford, or Daytona 500, the racing community is one big family, and our hearts are out for Ryan. Hopefully he recovers 100%. He is, we're hearing that he's talking and aware. Hopefully everything's working, and he's all good. But we just want to say everybody on the Go Fast team, thoughts and prayers are with him at this point.
No, it was an incredible thing, and what started off with the president, and you don't know how you top that and take the publicity off the president. Having a wreck and a finish like that takes the publicity off the president, and obviously takes the publicity off the winner. Denny Hamlin just won his third 500. That's a feat in itself. There's a lot of great drivers. We know how long Earnhardt tried. Tony Stewart never did. Kyle Busch still trying. Some other guys still trying to win that race. And here's this cat. He's picked up 3 of these things. So, it's no different than the Oxford 250. Think of the guys that never won that race, and you have 4 guys now that have won it 3 times. So it's ironic. They just got to, Denny's got a certain way, and they build him a fast car, and he puts himself in position to succeed in that race, and he's done it 3 times.
No, I think everybody has a strategy. His is a little different, than ours, because he's got a better car and probably a better engine. But in the end, we've got a strategy that works, and so do they. It's just being in the right place at the right time. All you need to be is in one of those places by inches, and you're either in trouble or finished. But our choice is to stay out of harm's way most of the race and try to be there in the end, and we followed the strategy. And it doesn't work every time, but it sure in hell keeps us happy. The guys are excited. We got back to the shop today, and you're excited for a day, and all of a sudden we just loaded the car for Vegas. Don't rest on your laurels, because we're heading out west. We don't have time to party here. Let's go. So best finish at the 500 ever for us, and we're loaded up and headed to Vegas. So hopefully we'll have a decent run there, and we'll do our celebration. Most of the guys are going to be out there for 18 days on the West Coast swing. So these first 5 or 6 races really get into the season, and you underestimate how much work it is to get where you are. And then when you get back, and you're racing, and then you get a week off for Easter, you get a little bit of relaxation. But the first 5 or 6 weeks are really tough on the workers, their families, and everybody. So we appreciate everybody that works with us, and all the teams in NASCAR and racing in general, because everybody knows what the sacrifices we all make. But we all love, it's a big family, and I think no matter what racing you're in, I was over at New Smyrna doing sprint, went over to Volusia. That was the first time I'd been over there. Amazing dirt racing, but all people, and just good, hard-working people that get together and put on a great show. I saw, whether it be Derek Griffith over there at New Smyrna, or Josh Richards and a couple of other dirt guys, Bloomquist and those guys over there at Volusia. Just great week of racing down south.
No, absolutely. But we know it's been a stressful last few days for you, Archie. We appreciate you taking the time with us here on Mainely Motorsports. We're getting ready for Racing Preview 2020 over there at the Portland Expo. So a lot of exciting things happen. Daytona kicks off the season. Now people can come into the Portland Expo and see a lot of fancy, shiny race cars, talk to some drivers, talk about the 2020 season, and get all of Maine and New Hampshire geared up to go racing.
Yeah, I think you're right. That show is always the kickoff season. When you get to that show, you know that racing's right around the corner.
Yep. So Daytona's happened, and now this is
everybody
next.
Gets there, enjoys themselves, and think that April's right around the corner here. The weather subsiding a little bit, and right around the corner you'll be at Beach Ridge and Oxford, winding it up, having a great time. No,
absolutely. So once again, that's Archie St. Hilaire, owner of the Go Fast Racing, number 32, 8th place finisher at the Daytona 500, and thank you again, Arch.
All right, thank you, Steve.
All right. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating.
Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Well, let me just tell you, when I first talked to Archie about putting him on the air, he's like, oh, can you call? Can we talk tomorrow? It's just really wiped out from the weekend and yada, yada, yada. I said, listen, it's deadline time. I got to have it tonight so I can put it on the show for this weekend. All right, give me a call. Did that sound like a guy that was tired? I mean, still feeling the jubilation and, obviously a little bit easier a couple days later after knowing that Ryan Newman is okay and sitting up and talking. But boy, was that a scary, scary incident. And, took away from the celebration of, you heard, the 32 team. Obviously took away from celebration of the 11 team. Even after the race media extravaganza that you're used to seeing, didn't see. Everybody, was being very respectful of the situation and doing what they could to, thoughts and prayers and everything with Ryan Newman. And, I met Ryan Newman a couple years ago at Loudon, probably 4 or 5 years ago. But really, he's pretty dear to my heart because I spent, 5, 6, 7 years racing with my daughter Alicia and cart number 12, legend number 12. And the reason she was number 12 was Ryan Newman was her favorite driver, and to this day is still her favorite driver. So she texted me after the race. So, I love it when kids, adults, everybody, they latch onto their favorite. Maybe when they started latching onto them, they were a fan favorite and they were winning races. But now they're not winning races, but she stayed with him. And, so she was pretty shook up that her guy, the guy that got her into racing, the guy that gave her number, she wanted to emulate her career like, possibly, who knows, what the outcome was going to be. So it all worked out for the best. We're all happy and thankful that we're going to see Ryan hopefully race another day. Wouldn't be surprised if he was in Vegas this weekend. Speaking of this weekend, Racing Preview 2020 brought to you by Lst Landscaping right there at the Portland Expo. Friday night, show hours are 4 to 9:30. Saturday starts at 9 in the morning. It's over at 8:30. We got the drawing, the Quirk GM 602 crate that we're putting on. A lot of great things. The vendors, like I said, go to the website, racingpreview.net. Check all that stuff out, and this is where you want to be this weekend. Race cars, race stars, tracks, tours, pick up your schedules. Dream Ride Racing year 2. See what we can do, set our goal, come in and be a part of what we're doing with the Special Olympics of Maine and New Hampshire and the Hometown Foundation. So really appreciate all the support of everybody over the years. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from what was arguably the biggest story to come out of Florida over Speed Weeks, and it didn't happen at Daytona. So we'll take a break and be right back here on Mainely Motorsports.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 feature divisions, including Pro Stocks, Late Models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, Modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nell Car Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation.
We're starting our end-of-season sale now. We have over 300 campers in stock and every unit is on sale. Even the 2020s. Up to $16,000 off travel trailers. Up to $30,000 off fifth wheels and motorhomes. Up to $40,000 off toy haulers. Ask about our bi-weekly payment program to save you even more money.
Financing available. Trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Our family has been in business since 1972. I'm Johnny Wolf. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. 21st Century Motors now offers low-rate credit union financing and first-time buyer programs. We have a large selection of vehicles starting at $49.90. Quality vehicles and guaranteed repairs. Come see why more than 50% of our business is repeat or referral. Visit us today on Route 25 in Gorham, Maine, or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
From our family to your family.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by
Scott's Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scott's Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scottsrecreation.com.
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
Well, welcome back to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports. And there was a lot of big stories that happened in Florida last week, speed weeks and everything. But, you know, obviously the national level, everybody wants to talk about that, the wreck at the end of the race. But to me, the biggest news that happened down there last week was the kid from Hudson, New Hampshire. We've had him on here numerous times, Derek Griffith, and what he was able to do in front of pretty much a national audience with this new NBC track pass and everything. So, Derek, we want to welcome you to Mainly Motorsports.
Yeah, always a pleasure to be on, and thanks for having me.
Now, you know, we're going to jump all over the place with how your week was, but, you know, you got time now to recap and rethink and all that, but do you still pinch yourself on a daily basis like, wow, I don't think things could have gone any better for you down there during speed weeks over there at New Smyrna?
Oh, sure. I mean, just an unbelievable week. I mean, I woke up after some of those nights and I'm like, man, did that really happen last night? Or it was, it was a dream. So, and to do that multiple times during the week, and it was just such an amazing week. I mean, it's going to be hard to top a week like that ever again, for sure. No,
absolutely. Now, how many years have you been going down to New Smyrna and competing at the World Series of Asphalt Championships?
I want to say that was like the 5th or 6th time I've gone down. I think my first year ever going down was 2013, and we might have skipped a year. And then after that, it was, we went down every year. So we've been down there quite a bit. Your
team has a lot of experience going down there. Louis always competed down there for himself or with Jay over the years. I mean, obviously Jason Boyd from down in that area is a big part of, LCM over the years. So, when you roll in there, yeah, you may be coming from Hudson, New Hampshire, and a guy that races the short tracks in New England, but there's a lot of experience that you're taking to New Smyrna with you, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Louis won the Speed Week Super Late Model Championship in 2005, and Jason, we get a lot of help from him. I think he's the only driver ever to win every single night of Speed Weeks in a pro, or in any division, but he won it in a pro late, and, so the help that we have is second to none, and the support that we have is unbelievable too.
No, and which was really nice in looking at all the pictures every week. You're not a big team. I mean, you're a family. You're Louis, you're Dolly, your dad, you're the girlfriend, Louis' girlfriend, your sister, and basically that was what you had there with Jason and one of his guys. The same thing that you race with and dominate a lot of racetracks up here in the Northeast, and it's just what you have absolutely works, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's funny, we joke around and laugh about like the less people we have is usually the better we do. So if it's like me, my dad, Louis, and Dolly, then for some reason we just go good. I don't know what it is, but like we went down to Dillon that year that we won, and there was 4 of us. That was all we had, was 4 people, and we won, and and it was crazy because it was a pit stop race too. So it was just a cool deal to have such a small team where places like New Smyrna, where there's KBM and Wimmer and Jet, where there's dozens of guys working for these teams, and it's just it felt pretty good to have a small team and do well.
Unlimited funding, and So when we talk about the super late model deal there at New Smyrna, they time trial every night. It is so important to qualify up front and, to avoid the messes, so to speak, that seem to happen on a nightly basis. And, you don't time trial a lot up here. So how do you get yourself prepared to time trial down there and know how important it really is?
It's so tough because, everyone works on being fast all day. And, in a 35-lap race, if you can qualify up front and start up front, then you're probably going to end up front. So track position was just so important all week, so we knew it just was a really big deal to try to be on par with qualifying and hit our marks where it counted. And, there's not really, it's tough. There's not really a good way to prepare yourself for that other than, like mock runs during practice. But, we didn't really want to be throwing $700 out the window every time just to try to, have a mock run set up, which, a lot of people do all day, all week. They had every practice session there was a new set of tires, and I can't justify doing something like that. It just feels ridiculous.
Yep, no, absolutely. And then the night that you finally broke through and got that win, you beat arguably one of the top 3 super late model drivers in the country. The guy's got a Craftsman or a Gander World Truck Series ride. He ended up picking up his 100th win later on in the week. So winning anything is special. When you beat the best, that's even more special, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was thinking to myself on the restart with 5 to go, I'm like, man, that's one of the best in the business on the outside of me. And then Steve Nassie, arguably on one of the hottest streaks in super late model racing, in the last, year, he's right behind me. And then I got Brad May, the local guy who just seemed to run really good all week as well. In 4th, I'm like, man, it's a stacked field of cars to be starting out front with. So it was definitely a surreal feeling to kind of, get that win over those guys.
No, very, very exciting. And, I want to spend some more time with you, Derek. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about the race and the ride that you kind of just threw together. And that was the one that I think had everybody talking down there. And that's the Acker Menards race. And that was a big deal. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with Derek Griffin, this year's 2020 World Series of Asphalt Championship champion from New Smyrna. So we'll take a break and be right back here on Mainely Motorsports.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Patmans Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patmans can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patmans can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Patman himself, just letting you know that Patman's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
We're back here on Mainly Motorsports with Derek Griffith, and the last segment we were talking about the super late model, the Fury number 12, the car that we've all become accustomed to seeing challenging for wins up here in the Pro All-Star Series, and now everybody in that super late model side of things knows about him. But man, the ride that you put together with that Acker team, the Menards Acker team, Chad Bryant Racing, it kind of was a throw together thing. I'm sure there was a little bit of money involved, maybe some tire money or whatever, but did you ever dream that you would lead that many laps and be the dominating force and be the guy that, even though you didn't win the race, you were the guy they all talked about?
Yeah, it was such a cool deal. I mean, really, I went into that whole entire process. Like, I mean, that race and everything, just thinking, you know, hey, a top 5 is a really good showing. First time in, you know, a truck arm, you know, not a coilover style car. You know, it's a stock car. It's a heavy, you know, boat. Everyone calls them taxi cabs, kind of rags on them. Like, man, top 5 and something that I've never really driven before probably be good for me. You know, I'm happy. And then we roll out, you know, on Sunday, and we had a test, and I'd never seen the car before. I didn't know what number I was going to have. I didn't know anything about it. I never even, you know, got a chance to see a picture of it or anything. So they unload it. We get the seat fitted. You know, the seat was fit perfect, and they just threw me a steering wheel and said, here you go out and run some laps. So, you know, we got the thing ready, went out there, ran some laps, and we were good, you know. And, you know, we came into the next day pretty confident that, you know, we had top 3 car, and we just unloaded P1 and set it on the fastest speed, you know, the majority of the whole day. And then we did a mock run later in the day, and we set it P1 again. And then the only reason why anyone was faster than us all day is because they ran one extra lap on their qualifying run and got us by like 300ths of a second. So I'm like, you know, I got a good feeling. We go into qualifying, and like there's oil all over the racetrack, but it was just you know, we set it P1. I'm like, man, you got to be kidding me. So it was just such a crazy day, and to work with the guys, you know, Chad and Paul Andrews, it was amazing. You know, Paul Andrews was Alan Tillicky's crew chief when he won the Cup championship. So, you know, it's to have some ties into the program and everything. It just was such an amazing day. I mean, I'll never forget that day forever.
Yeah. Now, what was the process that put you in that car? You know, they're not from around here. You're not from around there, you know?
So, crazy enough, we actually sat with, me and Emily sat with Chad Bryan and Paul Andrews and Paul's wife, Evelyn, at the Kilwickie banquet. So we went to North Carolina for the Kilwickie banquet, and we were down there, and that's who we ended up sitting with. You know, we had a couple of beers and hung around, but it never really, like nothing, you know, we talked a little bit about racing, nothing crazy. And then, you know, a little bit down the road, you know, we get somehow, you know, I think he got a hold of me or Dolly or someone, and they talked a little bit about maybe doing something, and it just didn't manifest. Nothing really worked. Nothing really, you know, fell into place. And, you know, we're like, you know, all right, no big deal. So then we go, we're in Daytona on Wednesday before Speed Week. So the day after we have a test, which is for the super late model, that's on Thursday. And so we go out on Wednesday because we get the night off, and, you know, we're having some fun. And we actually saw Chad out in Daytona, and it literally just happened. That's it. It just happened. And then he's like, it was crazy, you know. They're like, he's like, get ready, I'll have it here on Sunday. So he sent the guy back because he was at Daytona for his ARCA stuff that they were doing over there too. He sent the guy back on a plane, picked up the truck and trailer and that car, and ended up, you know, swinging it right down here. And the truck driver got 2 flat tires, got to Daytona late. It was you know, like he had some problems, but it was, you know, just literally just fell together.
Yeah, and you know, to finish second, I know everybody knows you needed a few more laps. Obviously, the pit strategy, you had a plan in place, and you had to pit no matter what, correct? You had to have, every team had to make one pit stop?
Exactly, yeah. So we had to pit, and they chose to pit a little bit later because we didn't expect we got a penalty on pit road, and it sent us to the rear.
Yeah.
And then they had that red flag deal, and they drove us around with the yellow flag, you know, and they count the caution laps, it being a NASCAR deal, and we drove around for like 10 laps. So it really sucked, you know, the rest of those laps away from us, rather than, you know, kind of get the ball rolling and let us get green and everything. So due to the pit road penalty and then some lucky dogs, we ended up having to start like 17th or 18th on the first restart, and then we ended up starting like 12th after that. So, you know, it was 12th or 15th or something like that.
But you put on a hell of a drive, and, you know, everybody in that audience, everybody watching on TV, and everybody following along on Speed 51 knows about Derek Griffith because of that day.
It was really cool. I didn't think, I knew I had a good shot of getting up through the field. And it was funny. Chad came over the radio and he's like, "I don't know what you do where you're from, but I know where I'm from. This is go time, and it's time to make some real moves and make something happen." So we definitely made something happen.
No, absolutely. So I'm sure there isn't an answer yet, but I know everybody wants to know. The next race is at Pensacola, place that you got a little bit of experience at. That's where they run the Snowball Derby. That's race number 2 for the Menard Series. Everybody wants to know, is there a shot that you're sitting in that number 2 car again at their second race of the season?
Fingers crossed. Of course, there's always a shot. Just, we need the help if we're going to do it for sure, because, the opportunity that we got was definitely like a once-in-a-lifetime deal, and we definitely want to move forward with it. It's just difficult to do it without the help. It's really not possible unless you get the help. So this week is going to be a week of me kind of reaching out to some people, and hopefully we can figure something out, because if we can, then Chad was real happy with everything, and I think we can really have a really good season if we can get a whole season on one of these things. I mean, if that thing runs the way it did at every racetrack that we go to, then I don't have any lack of confidence in their equipment and what they put me in and how we work. So it would be a great season for us, I think. It's just the funding is really it.
So what do what do you need? I mean, what are we talking money-wise? I mean, tires, fuel, airline. What do we need?
It's a lot, I mean, we haven't even got a real quote from Chad for the rest of the year or anything like that. But I mean, you got to think the average ARCA ride for a season, even for on a race-to-race basis is, average is like $65,000 for a race, So
yep.
To run there's 8 races, we've already completed 1. So that's just average too. I don't know if you can charge more or less. That's just a rough average. I mean, you got to think the rest of the season is 7 races, and that's kind of where we're at right now. I mean, if we can find some good sponsorship to at least run the Pensacola deal, or Loudon deal at least, and we'll have a couple races on the schedule. Or I know they even go to Thompson, where those Loudon and Thompson are a place that I feel really comfortable at, including Pensacola. So I mean, we'd have a really good shot at running really well. I think it's just, they say, just finding that funding is going to be the most difficult thing.
No, absolutely. So once you find out some answers, you make sure you let me know, and I'm going to let all our viewers know, because, like I said, you turn a lot of heads, and you never know. I've seen guys, and I've heard it happen before. A guy just picks up and does something because he feels, he appreciates the person, likes what they do, and you're that likable kid, Derek, that if somebody's out there with some money and wants to give somebody the opportunity, you're that guy, trust me. And you never know. So keep us in the loop, keep us aware. I'll keep our viewers aware. And, if nothing else, best of luck to you for the remainder of 2020, even though it hasn't even started up here in the Northeast, but it started in a big way for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it a ton, Steve. That means the world to me. And, like I said, it's crazy we get to come home before our season even starts as champions.
Oh, and you got to love the fire suit. I mean, Ben Brzezowski, one of the I call him the new age owners of a racetrack. You'd never know him if you saw him at a racetrack that he was the guy that owned it, would you?
No,
I mean,
never.
But what a great guy he is, and to step up and so proud of you being a native of Hudson in that area and racing there, and it's a feel-good story. And like I said, we'd love to see somebody jump on board, spend some money, get you through this ARCA Menards, and give you a shot at the Rookie of the Year and the championship and all that. So we're behind you 100%, Derek. Anything we can do, we're here for you, you and the entire team, because you're one of the good guys.
Yeah, it means the world, Steve. It's so cool. I appreciate everything, and Ben, with the help that he's given me, has been awesome too. He's such a cool guy, and I love going up to Hudson on Sundays that we have off. So to have that carrying it on the front of my suit just means the world. No, absolutely. So we wish you the best of luck, and we'll catch up with you in the not too distant future. Awesome, much appreciated. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back here on Mainely Motorsports.
We know Maine is hard on cars, so when your ignition won't turn or you lose your key, that just adds insult to injury. Why tow it? E-Keys for Cars technicians will solve your problem in your dooryard or at the mall and get you back on the road. AAA member? You should be. Your AAA locksmith coverage comes right off the bill. E-Keys for Cars, Maine's fast, affordable solution to your car key and lock problems. On the Auto Mile, Route 1, Saco.
E-Keys for Cars.
Our family has been in business since 1972. I'm Johnny Wolf. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. 21st Century Motors now offers low-rate credit union financing and first-time buyer programs. We have a large selection of vehicles starting at $49.90. Quality vehicles and guaranteed repairs. Come see why more than 50% of our business is repeat or referral. Visit us today on Route 25 in Gorham, Maine, or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
From our family to your family.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation.
We're starting our end of season sale now. We have over 300 campers in stock and every unit is on sale, even the 2020s. Up to $16,000 off travel trailers, up to $30,000 off fifth wheels and motorhomes, up to $40,000 off toy haulers. Ask about our bi-weekly payment program to save you even more money.
Financing available, trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your Amsoil product needs.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations. Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order a copy of this show, send a check or money order for $15, including shipping and handling to Mainely Motorsports, 2 Main Street, Suite 17-103, Biddeford, Maine, 04005. And please add the show number in the description of the show.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. And if that wasn't a guy that had a week that we all dream of, I mean, that's a season. When you talk of 9 nights of racing, asphalt, I think there's 8 races. Throw in a 9th race for him because of the Acker Menards deal. I mean, that's a big deal down there, and all eyes are on it. You heard Archie say earlier in the show, he traveled over to New Smyrna. A lot of guys go over to New Smyrna. One night, Corey LaJoie was over there. Kyle Larson was over there. I mean, different guys. A lot of those guys came up through the ranks. So to see a young guy like a Derek Griffith, right in our backyard, the guy that raced the little Roadrunners and the little 4-cylinders over at Hudson, and now he's racing, a few steps away from the big stage, and keeps doing what he did over there with the Acker Menard series and all that. He'll put himself on the big stage. So, really excited about him. Hopefully it'd be nice if somebody would, reach out. I know there's people out there that love to support people in the sport and give guys the opportunity, and there's a great opportunity right there. Derek Griffith, would love to see it happen. So if you're interested, reach out to me, reach out to Derek. They're on Facebook, and be a big deal. So don't forget, Racing Preview 2020 this weekend, presented by Lst Landscaping over there at the Portland Expo. I know parking's always a little there, but we're going to make a change next year. We're going to move the date. So you heard it here first. The date is going to be moved. It won't coincide with school vacation anymore, which I think will help. It'll hurt maybe on the load-in process type of thing, but it'll help when it comes to parking when people show up and things like that. So real excited about this year. LST back with their 3rd year. Chance to win the motor. Other prizes, other door prizes given away by different tracks. Big displays on hand by Beechridge, Star, Lee USA Speedway, the new Riverside Speedway, formerly Speedway 51, on hand, with their big display. So lots of big things to see and do, and we encourage you to stop by. We'll be there. We'll have a live remote from POR on Saturday, a chance to win some prizes. So it's just going to be a great time. Racing Preview 2020 presented by LST Landscaping right there at the Portland Expo. So we're going to take a break. We come back. We'll wrap up this week's episode of Mainly Motorsports.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good. It's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's coworker owners who understand the importance of protecting a valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Servicing differentials is virtually impossible. The confined space makes fill holes difficult to reach, and industry-standard conical bottles are rigid and hard to squeeze. That combination makes for a messy job. Plus, you can't get all of the gear lube out of the bottle, so you have to buy more than you need to complete the job. And engineering your own solution only results in disaster. Not anymore. Introducing the new Amsoil Ez Pack. Easily access hard-to-service differentials. Easily squeeze out all of the contents. And easily stay clean while you do it. No more leftover fluid or inconvenient rigid bottles. No more trouble reaching difficult fill holes. No more mess. Amsoil Severe Gear in the new Ez Pack. The solution to all your problems.
Another first from Amsoil. For a stocking dealer nearest you, call toll-free 877-761-8375 or visit fourseasonsynthetic.com.
Well, as we wrap up this week's edition, something that's taken off this year is these snow races on these tracks. And over to Claremont, they had the Valentine's Day 100 Massacre, or Massacre 100 or whatever. Well, weird name. But racing on the snow, they had plenty of snow over there. Can't thank Caitlin enough is what she does and all she does. So yeah, she put some in-car videos. We're going to show some out-of-car video next week. But this week, we're going to show some in-car footage of what it's like to race in a snow race. So once again, thank you to Caitlin Osborne for what she does for the sport and what she does for us here at Mainely Motorsports. So enjoy this in-car footage from the Claremont Motorsports Park Valentine's Day Massacre 100.